Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Preston here from Bull City Reader, and welcome to this week's video. I'm back. I had to take a week off due to the holidays and getting ready for stuff at my job. I'm in the accounting department, so getting ready for year-end inventory and W-2s and a bunch of other crap you don't care about. But I'm back. That's all that matters. Today I'm doing an unhaul video. I know there's mixed reviews with these types of videos. People either like them or just hate them. So let me know down in the comments below which side of the line you fall on. I went through this room that I'm in and all the bookcases that we have. I decided to thin down some of my books. I probably need to thin it down a little bit more. For those that don't follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, I'll put the links down below. I'm having to get this room ready. I'm going to be changing this room. I've got to figure out where I'm going to film next year. For those that don't follow me, my wife and I are having a baby. We're due in June. So this room is going to be turned into the nursery that I'm standing in. So I'll probably end up having to record somewhere else. For those that know, or you may not know, I can't remember how much I've really dug into it here. I'm going to get personal for a second so you can learn a little bit more about me and my wife. If you don't care about that, you can fast forward a little bit. But anyway, we have had, over the last year, we had 2 miscarriages. We're trying to start our family. We had a miscarriage last year and a miscarriage earlier this year. So we were kind of surprised at how fast we were able to get pregnant again. And we've made it through the first trimester, which we haven't done before. So we're excited about that, excited that everything's checking out normal. And it looks like we'll be having our first baby in June. We should be finding out next month. Well, depending on when you're watching this, we should be finding out the beginning of January if we're having a boy or a girl. For those that missed it, we announced on Facebook, I'm pretty sure I put up on Twitter and Instagram. I put up that we were having the baby. I'll put up the photo, maybe just over me because it's cuteness overload, right? Oh, boom. This is the photo we used to announce that we were pregnant. Our dogs will be guard dogs starting in June. Notice their spike collars. I love that. Thought it was a fun little touch to do to do for the announcement. We just liked it. It was fun. So anyway, we've made it through the first trimester. We're excited. Looks like this one's finally going our way. But anyway, into this video, like I said, I'm doing an unhaul because I need to clean this room. And like I said, just because I'm getting rid of these books doesn't mean that you shouldn't check them out. It's just not for me right now. They've been sitting on my shelf too long or whatever. One more thing before I start showing you the books. There are a few books I'm getting rid of that I don't want to promote the author. There's just some stuff that have happened. There's a few authors I'm getting rid of just because I don't want to get too personal or anything, but I just can't promote the author anymore. So that's why I'm getting rid of a few of them. You won't see those. So technically this isn't every book I'm unhauling, but it's pretty much all of them except for a few. So anyway, into the unhaul. I'm notorious for buying every book an author puts out if their books sound interesting or I start reading a book and I like it. And this is that case. I bought the Dorothy Must Die series by Danielle Page. This is a short story collection that I think comes before the novels. It's a Wizard of Oz retelling. So you got Dorothy Must Die stories. You got Dorothy Must Die stories 2. And then you have the actual Dorothy Must Die series. I think this is all of them. Another one might be somewhere. But anyway, the 3 books that were out at the time. And one of her newest books called Stealing Snow is a fairy tale retelling. I can't remember which one off the top of my head. But I've bought them all, as you can tell. And I haven't picked them up in years. They've just been sitting on my shelf. So it's time to go. Another book that I'm unhauling, and it's not because I'm not going to read it. This is actually on my TBR. But I'm unhauling my hardback copy of The Burning World by Isaac Marion. The reason why I'm getting rid of this one is I have this in paperback also. Plus I'm about to get a signed copy of the series in. So I just want everything to match and I don't want to have just one hardback. So I'm getting rid of this one. So another author that I'm getting rid of, again, nothing against the author, is an author, and she's an indie author. named K.R. Thompson. Her first book is Hook. I remember reading Hook and liking it. It's a Peter Pan retelling, so if you're into Peter Pan, you should check it out. I did enjoy the book when I read it. It's just I haven't picked it up in over a year, and it's just sitting on my bookshelf, and I don't know when I would get to it again. So I want to give it to somebody that really wants to read it. So I'm getting rid of that. She followed that up with not 100% sure how to say it. Needa? I don't know. Anyway, this is the second book that follows it. She also has another series. So you've got The Wolf, and these might be out of order. Hidden Moon, Once Upon a Haunted Moon, Winter's War, and Charmed. Like I said, nothing against the author. I enjoyed the Hook story when I read it, but I haven't picked up any other books, and I've had them for over a year, going on 2 years now, so time to unhaul. The next one's a published author. It's a book called Seeker by Arwen Els Dayton, I guess is how they say their name. I bought this book, like I said, I bought this one probably 2-3 years ago, and I just haven't touched it since I bought it, so I figure it's time to get rid of it. So the next book, the next 3 books are by the same indie author. Again, nothing against the author. The book sounded interesting when I bought them. I just haven't touched them since I bought them. So I feel like I just need to get rid of them to make some room in the house. But they're books by an author named A.K. Meek. I remember reading a short story of his in the Future Chronicles, I believe, and he's a really good author. But you've got Acme's Menagerie, I think is how you say it. Invariable Man, and then 25 Bombs Fell. This one's supposed to be really good and really popular with him. So all the indie authors you're going to see that I'm getting rid of, I do have the books still in my Kindle format, because a lot of them sell the ebooks for like 99 cents. So I would get a signed copy. Sometimes they would gift them to me. Sometimes I bought them, or I get them at a discount. It just varied depending on who the author was. But then I'd also get the ebook because they were like 99 cents or free or $2.99. So anyway, if these look interesting to you, you should check them out. So the next book I have multiple copies of. That's why I'm getting rid of it. I still want to read the author. She's still on my shelf with all her books, except I just had 2 of these. It's Passenger by Alexandria Bracken. Next is an anthology I got. Can't remember if I bought it or the author gave it to me. He put together this anthology. It's called Love, Murder, and Mayhem, Cosmic Tales of the Heart Gone Deadly Wrong. I interviewed him for my podcast, and I haven't read it since then. It's been over a year, and it's sitting on my shelf, so I felt like I needed to get rid of it. The next 2 books are by the same indie author. Again, I've had them on my shelf for several years and haven't touched them. I have the ebooks, so I just needed to make some room. I have The Legacy Human Singularity #1 by Susan K. Quinn. The next one is another book by her. It's the first book in a series called Mind Jack. The first book's called Open Minds. Again, I have these in ebook format. I haven't touched these since I got them, so I just need to make some room. Again, another indie author. I have the ebook. I just need to make some room. I think that's what I'm going to call this video. Unhaul, aka I just need to make some room. Ranger of Myatt by Jim Johnson. So the next 3 books are actually signed by the author. I remember I got them signed when I was reading the first book, and I really liked it. I read the whole trilogy at one time. It's been several years. They're just sitting on my shelf, so I just want to give them to somebody that's going to love them, hopefully as much as I did. It's called The Lives of Teao by Wesley Chu. So you got The Lives of Teao, followed up by The Death of Teao, and The Rebirth of Teao. I hope I'm saying that right. All these by Wesley Chu. They're a fun series to read. I recommend you read them. Can you tell I feel bad about getting rid of books? The next book, I'm not sure, 100% sure where I got it from. But anyway, it's called Magic for Unlucky Girls by A.A. Balaskovitz, maybe. I haven't touched it since I got it. Another one that I've had for over a year that's just sitting on my shelf is the Everything Box by Richard Cardry, maybe is how you say it. Again, I think I have this ebook, but I just haven't touched it in over a year, so I just need to make room. Next one's an indie author. The book's called The Boy Wolf by Mary Patterson Thornburg. Honestly don't know how I got this one or how I came about it, but anyway, I just need to make room. Next is A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. I bought it because I thought that I would enjoy it if I read it. I just haven't picked it up, and I can get the ebook real cheap on Kindle. The next is a book that I read, I enjoyed. I did have a few things about it. Probably not going to read it again. Doesn't mean I won't read the author when she puts out another book, because I definitely will. But it's called Fierce Kingdom by Jen Phillips. It's about a mom and her kid. They get stuck in a zoo when there is a shooting that happens. Very fascinating book. Fun. It's an interesting book. I just had a few things with it, but for the overall, man, it's a pretty fun. I wouldn't say fun. It's a very entertaining and thrilling read. So I recommend you check it out. Like I said, I'll check out her other books when they come out. I just don't know if I'll read this one again. The next books are 2 books in a series. The first 2 books in a series, you got The Bat by Joe Nesbo and Cockroaches by Joe Nesbo. The first 2 books in a thriller. The next one is another book in that Teo series. I never read it, but anyway, I hadn't read that one. I read the rest of them. The next book is called The Couple Next Door. Again, I just need to make room. It's been sitting on my shelf. The next book is a series by Magus Tor. He is an indie author. His series is called Numbered, but the first book is called Want. Second book is called Tool. Next book is called Tree. The fourth and final book is called Fall. Again, I have these on ebook. The physical copies have just been sitting on my bookshelf for 2 years maybe. The next book, I have the paperback copy. Is it showing up in here? Right here. I just want my stuff to be uniform with that series, and I don't have hardback for the first one. So it's Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. I do plan on reading it. Like I said, I got the paperback and just want my series to match. The next book I bought when it came out, I believe it was last year around the holidays. It is by Philip Pullman, who wrote The Golden Compass. It's called The Book of Dust. Again, I bought it and I haven't thought about it since. The next book is called Del Zero. It's an indie author. I think I bought it to support a charity. I can't remember. The next one's called Godfather Hollow, a collection of short stories. These are supposed to be kind of like some spooky short stories. I've had it for a while and just haven't touched it. The next book is called The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. Again, this is a book I bought and I just haven't got around to it, and it's just been collecting dust, so I just want to pass it on to somebody who might read it. The next one is a book called The Woman in the Window. I remember this book interested me when it came out, but I just haven't touched it. The next book is opposite of every other book that's on here. I actually hate this book. Hate's a strong word, isn't it? I don't like this book. I tried giving this book a go, told myself I was going to give teen romance a chance, and I just can't with this one. I hated the main character. I disliked the main character. I didn't care for her, thought she was a snob. And anyway, From Twinkle with Love. It's your typical teen romance. Getting rid of it, I never want to see that book again. The next book's an indie author who was actually recognized by Whoopi Goldberg on The View. She really enjoyed these books. That's how I found out about it. The article going around about this indie author. I started reading the book, and there was just a lot of language in it, and it got to a point where I just thought it was excessive. So if you do check out these books, they're very interesting. I really did want to read them. I have picked them up several times. But when there's several cuss words on like every single page, it just at some point it just became a little bit too much for me. But it's Quincy Harker Year 1 by John G. Hartness. The second book is Year 2, and it's the Cambion cycle. And then the third book that follows these, even though it says it's book 1, it follows these two. It's Damnation Quest for Glory. I never got to the second or third books just because there was just a lot of language. I believe the rest of these from here on out are going to be published authors and not indie authors. You have the Miss Peregrine's series. I have all the books down in there. I'm not going to show all of them, but anyway, I bought them years ago and haven't touched them. The next is a book called The Book of Lost Things. Again, I've had this for over a year. I thought it sounded interesting. I just need to make room. The next one is The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. I liked the book. There were just a few things at the end that I kind of questioned. I did a review video for it. I'll try to link the review video for it here in the video. I don't think I'll read it again, but I do want to read more by the author. The next book is And the Ocean Was Our Sky. I believe I did a review video for this or talked about it in a video. I won't read this book again. It's beautiful, and I wish I could use the illustrations as a reason to keep the book, but I hated reading the book, didn't enjoy it. I still want to read more by the author, but I didn't enjoy that book. Next up is Serafina by Rachel Hartman. I believe this is the second time I've bought this series, and again, it's just been sitting on my shelf for years. The second book is Shadow Scale. I just got to make some room. The next book is called Mirage. I just don't know if I'm really going to read this book, and I got it in a book crate. Next up is Carve the Mark by Victoria Roth. And the follow-up book, The Fates Divide. I bought these over a year ago at Costco, and they just have been sitting on my shelf. And we're down to the final couple books. You got Everless by Sarah Holland. It's another one of the books I've just bought, and it's been sitting on my shelf since it came out. The Chalk Man. I bought when it came out, and I haven't picked it up since. Another one is a book I got from a subscription service I signed up for. It's The Bird and the Blade. It sounds interesting, but honestly, I don't know if or when I'll read it. So it's got to go. I got to make room. And the final book, I'm only going to show you book 1. Book 2's somewhere down in the mess that I've made on the floor since I've been doing these. But it's The 1,000th Floor by Catherine McGee. This is another book. I have the ebook for it also. And I bought them over a year ago, and they've just been sitting on the shelf, and I haven't gone back to pick them up. So like I said, I just got to make room. I need to make some room in this house. Get rid of some books. I'll probably do another unhaul. I'll probably unhaul more books a few months down the road. So if you want me to do another one, comment down below. I hope you like this video. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget, if you like it, don't forget to like, share, comment. Boom, I'll pop a thing right here to subscribe. Boom, here's another video that YouTube says that you will like, supposedly based in my channel. But anyway, guys, keep reading, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, peoples.